Well, hey, LTD family, welcome back for another episode of the Morning Huddle. It is the week of April 13th through the 19th. I'm Sam.
I'm Jaquin.
And spring has sprung. I don't know if you can tell, but the flowers are blooming and I am sneezing and there's pollen everywhere. But it is a beautiful time of year. And spring absolutely represents, I think, for many of us, new beginnings. We actually get to go breathe fresh air, and that's a wonderful thing after a long, I think, hard winter. So I think it's a great time for us to shift some mindsets, right? Reset some habits. And create awareness. And so, Jay Quinn, I'm curious today, if today is a fresh start, I think every day is a new day, an opportunity for a fresh start, but especially here in spring, what would showing up at our best look like for our guests and obviously for one another?
Well, showing up is and also making sure that we build that first impression that really matters for our guests. And there's a lot of things that sometimes we don't realize that we do. Like, for example, front desk or anybody that work at the hotel, front of the house, just showing up to work, looking polished. Make sure your clothes are not wrinkled. I'm not asking to have like a nice designer clothes, but just make sure it's not wrinkled. You're put together, you present well because you are representing not just LTD, you're also representing your brand.
Yes.
Now at the front desk, we get very busy at the front desk. And like, for example, here at the DoubleTree, we have a big console table behind the front desk. And it's so convenient just to leave packages there.
Yeah.
And I will tell the desk, guys, you have got to make sure we don't leave any boxes or any clutter there because our guests can see it. And when they see that, they're standing in the lobby, your boxes or whatever you have there becomes part of the lobby furniture, and it's not. You don't want to show your clutter. You don't want to show all of those boxes. It's again, we want to show our first impression when the guest walks in. Our hotel is clean, we're very organized, and we don't have boxes all over the hotel.
Yeah, I love that. That setting that first impression shows, when it's clean and tidy and you're dressed professionally, right?
Mhm.
You're saying, "Hey, I'm prepared. I'm
Yeah.
here to serve you. I can help with anything that comes our way." And I think that really sets the tone for their entire stay.
Absolutely.
So I love that idea of first impressions. Absolutely make a huge difference, right? From the parking lot all the way
Hmm.
into the front door.
Yeah.
Right. So making sure that our parking lots, the sidewalks coming up, those things they mean a lot, and they really do set the tone for someone's entire stay. And if we get off to the right start, I think we have a good chance of making sure that the entirety of their stay is positive. But if it sets off maybe on the wrong tone, they might start finding little things that become bigger things. So what a great opportunity for us to think about that as we jump into a new season, into the spring season, thinking about first impressions and how first impressions really do make such a difference for our guests and obviously for one another. So great things to think on for us this week. And now we get to jump into some of our spring birthday celebrations, and we will start with April 13th. We've got Scott celebrating a birthday at the DoubleTree, Columbia, and Susan on the 14th celebrating a birthday at the Delta Chesapeake. Happy birthday.
April 15th, we got Delija celebrating her birthday from Your Pie. And April 17th, we got Alexia from Fairfield in Williamsburg.
Happy birthday. On the 19th, we have Cameron celebrating birthday at Your Pie. Happy birthday. And just a few birthdays this week. So now we get to jump into some work anniversaries, and we have some pretty amazing milestones to celebrate this week. April 13th, we have Carla Davis celebrating 5 years of service. Great milestone at the Aloft Chesapeake. And then Laura celebrating 2 years at the Delta Chesapeake. Congratulations.
April 17th, it's Marianne's 18th anniversary from Fairfield in Williamsburg. And also, it is Sheila Hill's 18th year anniversary from the residence in Chesapeake. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Incredible milestones on the 17th. And on the 18th, we have Belize celebrating another 5-year anniversary from the Delta Chesapeake, and Miss Renee celebrating 8 years. across our Chesapeake hotels on the 19th. Congratulations to you. And now we get to celebrate our star player of the weekend. We're so excited for the opportunity to highlight Billy from our Staybridge Suites in Charlottesville.
I would like to recognize Billy Pendleton for being an outstanding ambassador for our hotel and Charlottesville community and LTD hospitality. He consistently creates a warm and welcoming environment for our guests, many of whom specifically ask if he will be working during their stay. Billy sets the standard for his front desk colleagues as leader in enrolling the recognizing IHG Loyalty Club members. He is a dedicated and hardworking team player who is always willing to support his colleagues at the front desk and across departments. Although he serves as a full-time front desk agent clerk, he regularly picks up breakfast shifts and even assists the breakfast team while managing his own front desk responsibilities. He maintains open availability, is willing to work any shifts, including night audit, and he can always be counted on to step in when coverage is needed. Billy is also highly knowledgeable about the Charlottesville area and takes pride in sharing thoughtful recommendations with the guest, from local restaurants to attractions. Beyond that, he has a unique ability to connect with guests on a personal level, often engaging them through a shared interest, particularly sports. He relates not only to the local teams, but also to the teams and athletes from guest hometown. His ability to build rapport and create memorable interaction consistently enhance the guest experience. Billy truly embodies the spirit of hospitality and represents both Staybridge Suites Charlottesville and LTD hospitality with excellence. And this was submitted by the Assistant General Manager, Joe from Staybridge Suites Charlottesville.
Wow. Well, Billy, you have been a long time member of this team, and you consistently are such a valued contributor and echoing all of the same sentiments as Joe. And we know, especially in extended stay hotels, those abilities to really develop true rapport and relationships with those guests. It's so meaningful when people are staying somewhere for such a long period of time. It really does feel like home away from home. And I know, Billy, you're creating that environment for those guests. And so we thank you so much for going above and beyond. And Joe, thank you so much for taking some time to nominate Billy as our star player of the weekend. For that, Billy, we've got a $50 gift card coming your way. Well, we want to wrap up like we do each and every week, and that is with our phrase of the week in Espanol.
Nuevo comienzo.
New beginnings. And that's what this season represents for so many of us, a new beginning, a fresh start. And we hope that you all feel like it's a fresh start this week, entering into this beautiful spring season. Let's lean in
And get better together.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.